How's it going, Song of Ice and Fire fans? It's Grant from Yecats Miniatures here, and we're bringing you another really cool episode today. We're talking about the Battle of the Three Swords event on the 10th of February. Really cool guest today. I've got my friend Paul Winter. He was the LGT organiser last year, and he's part of the Chelmsford Small Council. How you doing, Paul?
Hello, yeah, hello all Yecat listeners. I am here ready to hype up an event.
I'll be your hype man. I'll spin you some tracks. You can do some dancing. So we sold out, Paul. 24 people event. It started as a 16-man event, and we've increased it due to popular demand. That's quality news for the community, right?
Yeah, it is. We've got the 24 player limit in there because I think that's really down to table space of the venue. So if we think that we could have crammed more people into it when we do this again, we'll see if we can increase the numbers. And also, it's trying to get an event that will have an absolute winner on out of 4 rounds. It's like if you push too many players, then there could be some unfortunate who loses out when they perhaps didn't need to.
With 24 people playing, will that give us an absolute winner at the end of it, or?
So in a Swiss tournament, there's a chance that the pair down, there might not be if it was an absolute Swiss tournament. But with Song of Ice and Fire has levels of victory, so it's a good chance that there'll be an absolute winner because there's secondaries that decide granularity.
Yeah, there's obviously there's three different levels. You get the initial points plus the secondary points, and then obviously the kill points as well. So we should get an ultimate winner by the end of it. Obviously, whoever comes first on stats on the day is first. Whoever comes second on stats, he comes second. So, yeah, it'll be good, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's great to see the numbers there. For example, yeah, and because there's a few people who aren't attending, so there is scope for it to be bigger. And it's mostly players from two different areas. Obviously, our own club, Chelmsford Bunker, makes up the majority of players, but also there's a sizable content from a nearby club called Hornchurch Heroes. And that opens the door to maybe future club versus club events in addition to this as well. So that's great to see. Yeah, and there's some nice returning names there, and should hopefully be a really good day.
I've been having some chats with the Hornchurch guys, and they're actually promising that next time they'll be able to bring some more people. So they'll be able to have a team off at some point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a team off event is always good, or one big game. Yeah, if you just did it as literally two huge sides, that can work as well. We've got a really nice venue for this. Our Chelmsford Police Sportsman Club Social. I've always liked it as a venue because it has its own bar. It's it's comfortable basically. You can obviously go to another venue and rent out one that's say bigger, for example. But in terms of a comfort area, I think this is. I haven't found something that's better locally. Otherwise, we probably would be using it.
Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure. So we're on here today, mate. We're going to talk about some prize support.
Yes, we are,
because we've just opted to go down a slightly different avenue with this. It's more prizes for more people rather than bigger prizes for fewer people. So we're obviously each person will walk away with 5 objectives, 2 pass tokens, a 3D printed first player marker, Game of Thrones throne as well. So there's all really cool little things because we want to give people more for their money as a whole rather than just lots for one person. So that's a really cool idea. Do you want to talk a little bit about why we've chosen to go down that path?
Yeah, because I mean, it's the classic thing is if you're into a game system enough to be playing it at a tournament, there's a very good chance that you own the things that you want to own. The traditional thing of prize support of giving away more models to somebody, it sometimes falls a bit flat because it's unlikely that you're going to pick have the thing available that they really wanted, unless you could get your hands on something that was pre-released, for example. That's why we've gone with the route of this price support. Is these things that you can't buy very easily or get hold of very easily, and the fact they're giving something to everybody, that is useful in every game. A lot of the scenarios use objective tokens, and a lot of the games will use a lot of pass tokens, and you certainly need a first player marker. It's just they're nice, even if you already own something that you'd prefer to use. They're nice mementos of the event that you went to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's always nice to come away, even if you come away last, obviously you get the wooden spoon, but you'd also come away with a load of practical stuff you can use for the game, and that's something that we'd discuss.
So, for example, if my main faction's Lannisters, if I played Lannisters at the Three Swords, there isn't any prize of Lannister miniatures that you could give me that I didn't already have. I think there's a better way with prizes to go down. and we'll chat, and we're going to chat through now like the different things that first, second, the different awards and what they're going to pick up.
I'll put on the screen now. So we've got the 2 trophies here. So we've got the first player, who's obviously going to be awarded not only with the trophy but also the title Warden of Essex for the next 4 months. Second place trophy is the Warden Squire. Both first and second will get these trophies and also these rulers and a certificate each. We're going to be giving a certificate and free entry to Sportsman. When it comes, I'll get back to you in a minute, Paul. You can talk about why we've given free entry to the best Sportsman. And we've also got up on screen now the wooden spoon and a certificate for last place. And also best painted, which will give you another certificate. And obviously access to the hobby hangout episode that we'll do, where we'll professionally film your army and have a talk about the stuff in the same way as what I've done with OJ before. So hopefully OJ won't win with the same army.
Yeah.
That's the prizes, Paul. Do you want to go through it in more detail?
Yeah, no, it's just to speak about the free entry as a thing. So for the Sportsman, so I've always thought the best prize to win in terms of when you're playing the games is the best Sportsman. That is always the one that should be championed the most, essentially, to be the person that everyone enjoyed playing the most. And so I think that's a fair thing to then go through, is okay, that's the prize for that, is then the free entry to another event, because clearly if you're winning the best Sportsman, then you are the kind of person that people should want to play. And that's the kind of thing as tournament organisers for an event where you want to invite you back for no hassle.
It's nice to sort of reward that behaviour as well, because it's very easy to sort of become a win at all cost player, but this tournament is very much about having a competitive game, also having a good laugh, and buying a drink at the end.
Yeah, exactly. The bar is not very far away. It's in the same room. And yeah, if you can get the blend of an organised event, obviously they are games that there has to be a winner to it. But if everyone's having a good time at the same time, that's the best of all worlds. And there's looking down the names of players there. There's obviously guys, I'm more than happy to play everybody from my own club, and they're quite looking forward to meeting a few new faces, from Hornchurch Heroes, and hopefully get drawn against them as well. We will do the standard where you aren't drawn where possible against another club member on the first round. So yeah, that should get people playing people they haven't met before. A way to take tournaments should be as a social thing to spend a day doing something that you really enjoy, but also a way to meet new people and to forge new contacts. It's a good way to get known in a system is to go and play in some events and not go there thinking, oh, if I don't do well, I let myself down. But it's enjoy the quality of the games that you're playing.
Well, because obviously you're the TO of the tournament, so you've got access to the stats page and all that. But we haven't locked lists yet. But how does it currently look? Is in faction mix? Is there a good faction mix?
I'll tell you that live right now. I mean, it's obviously assuming that the people who's put in the list, the factions, they're not going to change. I don't tend to list lock events until the night before, because I don't need to. Basically, it's let people make their choices, right up until the last moment. But okay, what do you want to know? Entries by faction?
Just is it a decent spread? Yeah, give us the percentages of what's in.
The most any one faction has is 17%, and at the moment that is showing as Lannisters have a 17%, Starks have a 17%, and Martells have a 17%. Every faction is represented right now at the moment, and so 4% will be one person. Yeah, so there's 4s and 8s, and then it goes to 17. So basically that looks like one player, 2 player, and 4 players. So 4 people have chosen Lannisters, for example, out of 24.
Well, I'll tell you what's really interesting there, Paul, is that so you say it's 17% for Stark, Martell, and Lannisters, which at the minute, outside of Bolton's, are the bottom 3 factions on the stats page.
So they are, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That sort of shows you what sort of tournament's going to be. It's not 24 people all running Nights Watching Greyjoys. Hey, cool. That's a good mix then. With every single faction being represented as well. We've got Bolton as well. Is there a Bolton player in there? Oh, we have. Yeah, of course we have. Yeah.
2 people playing Boltons. Yeah.
2 people.
2 people playing.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, we've got Matt Pierre Alston and our own Dan Harwood's running them, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and that's obviously on the strength they don't change that, but I think both of them are truly set to playing Bolton, so that's awesome. Hopefully we'll have a Bolton winner then.
Well, probably not likely, but
Okay, well, the other thing we've also locked in now is the lunch buffet. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, because the timings are quite tight on the event because we want to get four rounds in. I've used a catering company called Munch, which is like this event's in Chelmsford and they're in Chelmsford as well, and it's a buffet style lunch of sandwiches essentially, like and a few other extras, plus the bar itself has snacks. The whole point of this is that people don't leave the room for lunch. Essentially, the lunch will be coming in at 12:20, so 10 minutes before the end of a round. When you factor in see people's ticket prices, it gets cheaper to cater for more as the numbers go up. Because there's like minimum orders and things. So it's like it's for the event has sold out and it's like a £20 event, but that does include your lunch as well.
So it was quite important for us to sort of make sure all corners are covered with a ticket price, so that people don't have to sort of go out and look for food and not find something they like.
Where our club venue is, there is something that's close by, but there's nothing next door, and it's inevitable. It's like herding cats. If you give people an hour like for lunch and but their lunch isn't here, are they going to be all back on time? Somebody won't be. It's just easier to contain it all in the room, and for the social side of it as well. In terms of get people talking.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that's all that sort of stuff covered in. So, what else do you want to cover? Did you want to talk a little bit about the event itself and maybe some of the scenarios, etc.?
We've chosen the scenarios to make a good. We're experienced players in the game. Makes a good mix of scenarios. So, our round 1 is going to be Clash of Kings. Our round 2 is going to be Fire and Blood. Then it's the lunch, and then our round 3 will be Homed and Ready, and leaving my favourite scenario, round 4, as before mentioned, Game of Thrones. That's the default scenario to me. But our experience of our little small council group, which is 4 of us, there's a reason we've chosen those scenarios and where they are in the day, because that should, like Fire and Blood, for example, is normally a quicker game to play, and that opens up time for lunch.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, did you go a bit more about the event then? Do you want to talk a little bit more about the event? Because we said we were talking about that, didn't we? So did you want to go over a little bit more about it?
It's your standard 40-point list event. You'll be able to use anything as long as it's on the War Council app. So, and you've got physical hands on it. So it's not like a UK releases only thing. Though I don't think there's much that is restricted on a UK releases thing now at any days. Anyways, but also remember that there's Dark Sword miniatures are totally acceptable models in this game system. So for example, I picked up a Dark Sword miniatures Shay. I don't have Neutral Heroes 3 at the moment, but I picked up the metal model of Shay. If I was going to use a list with that, that's a totally legit model to use. I think that's something a lot of people in this game system forget, is there actually is another line of miniatures they're all metal characters, which are in a game legal, that people don't realize they can use, and some of them are fantastic little character sculpts. I often prefer a lot of the Dark Sword miniatures metal ranges to the plastics that everyone has.
Yeah.
So for example, this Shay model is just literally she's just in carrying a bed sheet. That's all she's carrying. There you go. That's something I'm putting on the tactics board. Is this? Aside from that, the only other thing with the note is that the scenery is going to be via the random method. Again, we're experienced players, and actually we've been finding that the random method of scenery, where you roll for a pool of scenery that you then place, I think makes a better game, actually.
Well, that pretty much covers everything that we wanted to cover in that podcast. Did you want to go over the rankings as well? Did you say
the current rankings is quite an interesting thing with Song of Ice and Fire. Anyway, that finishes our event. Hopefully everyone that goes on has a good time of it, and we're going to run one of these every quarterly, roughly. So one every season, because that seems obviously that's worked, as in us selling out an event is it just encourages you to do another one, and that seems to be the right pace. So there'll be another one in spring. The date of that will be known to the players on the day, so they get the first chance to book tickets. So Grant, have you got the power rankings up at the moment?
Yeah, so I'll put it up on screen now. Yeah, so what I really like about the power rankings at the minute is how much they fluctuate, because that says to me we've got an extremely balanced game at the moment, or a far more balanced game than it has been in previous editions. Obviously, Night's Watch are still a bit of an issue, but The others seem to be fluctuating around quite a lot, especially Lannisters. Lannisters were like second from the top maybe about a month ago. Now they're second from the bottom. So on screen, you've got Night's Watch at the top by quite a way. You've got Greyjoy second, Baratheon's third, which is again crazy that Baratheon's that high up. Neutrals fourth, even crazier. Targaryens, who were swimming at the bottom a couple of weeks ago, are now fifth. Free Folk, who spent all of last season at the top, are now sixth. Stark are seventh, Martell's eighth, Lannister's ninth, and Bolton's so far below that they're in Australia.
Quite a drop off of scores from 9th to 10th. Poor Boltons.
Yeah. I think even ELO's given up, giving them the time of day now. I think even ELO won't go any lower just because it doesn't accept the fact they're a thing. But cool miniatures. I've been playing quite a lot. I've quite enjoyed playing Boltons.
I haven't tried to use Boltons, like as in a pure Bolton, like a faction list. I think they struggle from not having access to the neutrals, and then I guess they can do one thing. They can do a one thing well, but they can't cover where they can't do well. I think there's very little healing in the faction. Is that right?
They've got a couple of cards that help with healing. I can't remember what the card is now, but you spend a panic token that gives you wounds back. Yeah. But I think the main problem with Boltons for me is that they rely on the other guy failing panic tests, and if someone's having good dice on the day, there's nothing you can do about them passing panic tests. If you do a -5 morale check and they're still on 10 and they roll a 10, then that's your trick gone down the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so my favourite Lannister list to run at the moment is a Lannister list built to panic the opponent, with 2 units of red cloaks, a gold cloaks, and some guardsmen. I found but this is where the game is. Something that's really good about Song of Ice is practice rewards play. So I've taken that list and worked at it and made small changes, not big changes, but small changes around it. And I found that doing just a simple bit of research in terms of odds of what, when you've got a panic token, what should you re-roll? And if you then work out a method of stick to your discipline of when to re-roll, when to make the opponent re-roll dice, and when to keep it for them to make a worse roll in the first place. I found that's really been rewarding to me.
Yeah. Just going through the Bolton deck now. So they've got, where is it? Cruel methods. So start of any turn, target one enemy combat unit. You expend a panic token from them. And you can choose 2, and one of them being one friendly unit in long range restores 2 wounds, which you can do twice. And also they've got Fear Keeps Man Alive, which when they fail a panic test, you heal that many wounds to a Bolton unit in long range. So they've got some healing, but it's all reliant on panic tokens and failing panic tests.
Grant, if you scroll down to the Commander ELO rankings, tell me what you see.
14 Night's Watch commanders.
See, this is the point I just wanted to put on your show, was that, so Night's Watch have 14 commanders. That includes neutral commanders working in Night's Watch. And the top, so out of all the commanders in the game, I don't know how many commanders there are.
There's 115 commanders in the game.
115 commanders in the game. So the other 101 are after Knights. Doesn't matter, whatever commander you have in your faction, he's not better than any of the Night's Watch commanders. So what that tells me is whenever the next update of the game is, Night's Watch will have to be getting a serious nerf. That can't be clearer in terms of what you need to adjust.
Yeah, I mean, even when in the back of the day when Free Folk were a problem, it was only ever Mance sitting at the top. It was never every single commander.
If you're playing Night's Watch at the moment, enjoy it, but you have to expect them to get power adjusted down the next update. That is now standing out head and shoulders above everybody else in terms of what is an adjustment to chain. With 10 main factions in the game, and then you can obviously subdivide sub-factions with the way Baratheons are really 2 sub-factions. I mean, it's inevitable that there is going to be something that is better than others. The way that Boltons are at the moment the worst. So far, with the updates, Simon does I think that Simon does make the adjustments they had to make, in terms of, but so I don't know when the next schedule for an update is, but it will have to be some big change to Night Watch.
All right, Paul. Well, cheers for your time. I'll do another one of these next. Probably do it with Carl, where we'll go over the tournament pack. But yeah, cheers for that. There's some good prize support there. Hope people were excited about potentially winning it. Yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to the tournament.
All right. Thanks very much.
Take care, mate. I'll speak to you soon.